I'm Serena, a content creator who hasn't posted a video in a very long time. Tied down by household chores, I finally uploaded a single glow-up reel after months of silence. I racked my brain for a clickbait headline and settled on, "What's it like to have two wives?" Predictably, the clip exploded, but inside the comment thread, everyone was warning me about the same thing. "Queen, your husband really does have two wives. He's cheating. Run. Get out." I stared at my phone, reading the top-liked comment under the video, unable to process what was happening. I'd even been on my way to do laundry. The hamper slipped from my hands and thudded to the floor. Chase is cheating. For no reason at all. A sharp ache flared behind my temples. I drew a long breath, forced myself to stay calm, abandoned the laundry, and in 3 steps dropped onto the couch to scroll through every single comment. "Queen, your husband really does have two wives. He's cheating. Run. Get out." I dug it up too. Queen's husband's main account is Nitalpo. Go compare the pics. They're practically twins. I swear he once leached off Queen's video. Adding on, found his alt. It's XAN and Shaoqi. Other ID is XAN Euron. Her profile page is insane. "Queen, stay calm. It'll make you furious." Props to the detectives. I want to cuss them out, but Queen hasn't spoken yet. Can't put her in a tough spot. Whatever Queen decides, we've got her back. Ooh, I've missed Queen. She barely posts since she got married. I tapped every profile link the viewers sent. Watching those clips, my stomach sank and my fists clenched. In them, the man's face is blurred, but I'd know that face even reduced to ash. It's Chase. And the girl isn't a stranger either. She was Chase's underclassman in college, Holly. In the videos, they act like the perfect couple, all cozy and cute. Chase and I met in college, freshman year. My handle Serena already had a solid following. Riding the short video trend, I was basically campus famous. From freshman to senior year, from the instant we met, Chase was always around me, even when people joked that he was Serena's lapdog. He never quit. So at commencement, the moment I stepped off the award stage after my speech, Chase was waiting backstage with a bouquet, and I dove straight into his arms. From then on, we became the couple everyone envied. Chase said he was heading to Eastbrook, Massachusetts. After graduation, I turned down the agency contracts and followed him. A year later, we married without a hitch. But sometime after that, everything quietly changed. The girl who'd never touched housework became a model housewife, orbiting daily chores, the textbook virtuous spouse. After the wedding, my upload schedule slipped from weekly to monthly, then to once every half year. Chase came home later and later, sometimes disappearing for days. A month ago, while cleaning, I slipped and bled heavily from my thigh. The ambulance took me to Eastbrook Medical Center. Only then did I learn I'd miscarried. Even then, Chase didn't rush over until the next day. Pathetic. But at the time I was drowning in grief over the miscarriage and gratitude that he'd hurried back, never noticing he was cheating. After the miscarriage, Chase harped on how careless I was, how no one would want me in this state. Day after day of his gaslighting gave me insomnia, headaches, gradual mental fog. Looking back, those so-called business trips were probably nights spent wrapped around Holly. I forced myself to stay calm and made up my mind. Chase and Holly. I'll collect solid proof first. That night, Chase came home late again. Instead of nagging, I watched him, purposely gauging every reaction. A faint perfume clung to him, delicate, lingering, easy to miss if you weren't paying attention. Gardenia. I have never worn gardenia-scented fragrance in my life. I kept my expression neutral, continued folding clothes, and asked casually, "Chase, still working overtime lately?" He paused, then nodded. "Yeah. The project's a headache." I sighed. "You haven't eaten at home in ages. I worry about your health." Before he could answer, I perked up as if hit by inspiration and turned. "How about I bring you lunch tomorrow? Home cooking's safer and cheaper." "No need." Chase's voice shot up, startling both of us, himself included. In seconds, his face cycled from panic to apology to calm. He came over, slipped an arm around my waist, and murmured, "I just don't want you tired. You miscarried a month ago. You should rest, not trek across town." I dropped my gaze, hiding the calculation in my eyes. "I only wanted to take care of you." The gardenia odor on him thickened, turning my stomach. The man who once vowed eternal love had long since handed his heart to someone else. "All right, Serena, just look after our home, okay?" Hypocrite, saying he can't bear to tire me out, yet expecting me to keep running the household. "Here, take your medicine first." He fetched the post-miscarriage tonic, coaxed me into drinking it, then yawned his way to the bedroom. I exhaled and glanced at the wall clock, nearly midnight. After tidying up, I followed him in. Since the miscarriage, marriage. My nerves have been wrecked. I haven't slept a full night in weeks. I left the bedside lamp on and scrolled my phone. Chase lay with his back to me. Soon his snores rumbled. My gaze drifted to his phone on the nightstand. Heart hammering. Perfect chance. I slipped out of bed, tiptoed to his side, unlocked the screen with Face ID, and muted every sound. Knowing Chase, he'd never leave obvious evidence lying around. I opened the social app and searched Nitolpot, his main account. Calming myself, I hunted for clues until I located his alt. The instant it loaded, his chat with Holly's account popped up. A couple of lines in, my hands shook with rage. Babe, so many people are bashing me. I even checked her video. Comments say you're cheating. What do we do? Don't worry, Holly. Just give me a couple of days to pacify Serena. Move her money out first, then divorce her, and we'll be together for good. You can really let go. I remember you chased her for 4 straight years in college. Holly sounded scared. Serena stopped being my white moonlight ages ago. She's just a grain of cold rice now. The woman at home is a dowdy, stay-at-home bore. The only thing appetizing is her bank balance. For looks, my Holly wins hands down. Hee love you. Hubby, moi. So that bag I sent you today, you'll have it day 20 grand or nothing. My Holly deserves the best. I'll swing by Harborview Mall tomorrow afternoon and grab it. Perfect. See you at the mall entrance at 4. Love you. Hubby. Chase suddenly rolled over. I yanked the phone behind my back and watched his face. Still asleep, apparently. I exhaled, pulled out my own phone, and photographed every line of their chat. Transfer the money. The condo we live in was paid in full by me before the wedding. Lately, Chase keeps insisting I add his name to the deed, claiming my mental state's too shaky for finances and he should take over. Luckily, even at my lowest, I didn't cave, buying myself breathing room, using my money to buy gifts for the other woman, plotting to steal my property and house. I stared at his sleeping face, a sharp glint flashing in my eyes. After I dropped Chase at Sterling Tech the next morning, I called a private investigator and booked a 2:30 meet. Influencers swim in data streams. I still have contacts. First stop was the city hospital. I booked an appointment and swung by Maya, my best friend since diapers, now an attending physician. The moment she saw me, she pushed up her glasses and blurted, "Serena, what are you doing here? Problems after the miscarriage?" Before I could answer, she cupped my chin, scrutinizing. "Your skin sallow as wax, and those circles could pass for a panda's. I told you to rest." I sighed and told her everything I'd learned about Chase's cheating last night. Maya and I grew up on the same block and attended college in the same city. When I first dated Chase, she couldn't stand him. Only my constant smoothing let her tolerate him. Predictably, after hearing the story, she smacked the desk and shot up, ready to ditch her white coat and go punch him. I knew that scumbag was bad news. "Wait here, Serena, I'll settle the score." "Whoa, hold up. Get back here." I wrapped both arms around her waist and hauled her back, talking fast so she wouldn't ditch work and get docked pay. "Chill, I've got a plan brewing." "Really?" Maya narrowed her eyes, and only when she read certainty on my face did she sink back into her chair, legs crossed, cussing a blue streak until she calmed. "Okay, what do you need?" I smiled, relieved. "Check me out first. I've been dizzy, foggy, sleepless. If it's not physical, I'll have to see a therapist." The moment she heard I still felt lousy, she scribbled lab orders, and soon I was perched in her office again, watching her expression darken. My stomach tightened. "How bad? Did you take anything I didn't prescribe besides Maya's meds?" I thought back and remembered the capsules Chase had produced after my miscarriage, mysterious bottles he claimed would speed healing. I swallowed them dutifully every day. Chase did give me medicine after I lost the baby. My voice went flat. "Tell me straight. What's wrong?" "Hypertension, myocardial ischemia, and advanced neural exhaustion. You've been poisoned by the wrong drugs." Halfway through, she yanked at her coat again. "That bastard wants you dead." Cold dread washed over me. We'd been married barely 2 years, and when several grabs at my assets failed, he moved straight to murder. I inhaled hard and locked my grip on her sleeve. "Relax. They'll pay for this every cent." The words ground out between my teeth. "PI at 2. Wait for my update." Maya eased back onto her stool, suspicious. "What tipped you off?" "Last night I scrolled Chase's alt account. He spoils Holly rotten, even while begging me for lump sums. He drops 20 grand on her purse. However rich I am, that burn rate makes no sense. Where's the cash really coming from?" We locked eyes. "You think?" I nodded. "Maya, write me the best meds. I need my strength back. The marriage is finished. Cut losses. Make them vomit every penny. That's the only path." A plan sparked to life. As a content creator, I know exactly how lethal public opinion can be. Step 1. Hoard ironclad proof of their cheating. Yesterday's screenshots won't suffice. Live audio or video is what ignites a follower wildfire. I suddenly recalled their chat. 4 p.m. Harborview Mall. The PI PI worked fast, promising a dossier tomorrow. After setting the next meet, I detoured to the bank, reset my debit password, then claimed a corner seat at the mall, scanning every passerby. 10 minutes later, I spotted Chase and Holly glued to each other at the up escalator entrance. I tailed them, phone raised, shutter ready. A million-follower influencer travels incognito, a mask, cap, shades, unremarkable in cool weather. They never noticed. I trailed them from ground floor to the fourth, store by store, all the boutiques Chase and I once haunted. He's playing big shot, desperate not to lose face in front of her. Good thing I'd locked the card. He can swipe all he wants. Declined. Holly darted out of a luxury boutique. Chase scrambled after. I followed without thinking. Closing the gap, they ducked into the service stairwell. I circled to the opposite entry, whipped out my phone, and hit record. Chase, you just don't want to buy it for me. Quit making excuses. Don't be mad. Holly, the card got frozen when the password changed. You saw the slip. Let me ask Serena what's up when we get home. Okay, why does that card still belong to her? Chase, do you even love me? How can you doubt it? Holly, since you transferred to my team at Sterling Tech, I haven't looked at another woman. You're all I see. As he finished speaking, a cloying moan echoed through the service stairwell. I swallowed the bile in my throat and stayed put for a few more minutes before pocketing the voice memo and slipping away. So that's how it is. Holly had followed Chase to Sterling Tech. She even worked under him. Did she really think a close proximity wins the moon? I tightened my grip on the recording and let out a cold laugh. The private investigator delivered his findings the next morning. I sat in the same cafe where we'd agreed to meet, skimming the file, the corners of my mouth twitching with excitement. With this report in hand, Chase was finished. The PI, still stunned by the size of the scandal, exhaled sharply. Queen, your husband's got guts. Kickbacks are one thing, but he used his position to let the other woman dip her hands in too. Together they've probably skimmed close to 200 grand. If this gets out, we're not talking disgrace, we're talking prison jumpsuits, infidelity, hidden assets, attempted property grab, a plot to kill me, and nearly 200 grand in kickbacks. I knew that an anonymous package to Sterling Tech's board, or a tip to the authorities, would ruin Chase and Holly overnight. But I want more than their downfall. I know. Thanks for the hard work. No sweat. Queen, you pay top dollar. Hit me up if you need anything else. With that, the private investigator vanished like smoke. I sipped my black coffee and crushed the folder against my palm. Step 2. Bait Holly into coming after me. Let her throw the first punch so I can stand on the moral high ground when I post the divorce announcement, swinging every wavering follower to my side and pushing public outrage to its peak. Instead of orbiting the house, I signed up for rehab yoga, aiming to reclaim 60% of my old form in a few weeks. At first, Chase whined non-stop, accusing me of abandoning home and demanding I hand over every dollar. It was 8 p.m. I'd just wrapped a location shoot. Instead of playing the frail wife, I kicked off my heels, leaned against the doorframe, and smiled thinly. Funny, Chase, when I was a stay-at-home wife, you never worried where I was. What are you implying? I didn't let him finish. He turned, and his gaze stuck to me. Equal parts shock and heat. I brushed past without sparing his pride. You heard me. I miscarried and was bedridden, and you still wanted my money. Now that I'm rebuilding my brand, you want it again? I dropped onto the couch, kneading my sore calves. Too lazy to look at him. One might think you're bankrolling someone on the side. That half-teasing jab hit a nerve. He rushed over, bristling. No, Serena, don't joke. I laughed and patted the sofa for him to sit. Relax. It's just talk. Speaking of money, I reviewed our finances today. You've blown through the allowance I gave you. Way over budget. I tilted my head. Smile brighter. You know our household still runs on my income, but I'm restarting my career and I need capital. Paydays soon. Right. And that bonus you never handed over. Make sure you refund every extra cent. Chase went silent for a long beat. Serena, you're not yourself tonight. I paused at the bedroom door and glanced back. Cool and detached. Chase. The old Serena feared nothing and no one. This is the real me. Isn't that the woman you swore you loved? I watched him bow his head. Thoughts unreadable. Men like him are easy. Only the unattainable feels irresistible. Now let's see how long Holly can hold her breath. The rehab yoga worked miracles. Paired with Maya's prescriptions. 2 weeks later the jaundice and panda eyes were history. I resurrected my full skincare routine. Cracked open sealed palettes. Policy, never shortchange myself again. Chase, sulking, still wired me the full amount, 67 grand. I left him 500 for gas and ego. Small sum, maximum humiliation. Leopards don't change spots. When I quit my career and went fresh-faced, he chased thrills. Now that I'm fierce and booked solid, he hovers, texting affection, cutting overtime at the office shorter every night. He keeps circling back to the house deed. I deflect with polite nonsense. Can't be bothered. Seeing Chase orbit me. Holly finally snapped. The day after my lawyer finalized the divorce settlement, an unknown number messaged, "Queen, free to talk. Coffee shop around the corner." She attached the address. Showtime. I was on location with a longtime collaborator. Noticing my expression, she asked, "You okay?" Everyone close to me knows the marriage is imploding. They avoid the topic unless I broach it. I gave a neutral nod. "We wrapped, right?" "Yeah. But you," I flashed my phone, grinning feral. "Give it a few days and you'll toast my freedom. Want backup? Front row seat to the fireworks?" Friend thoroughly on board. I called a rideshare, full glam and 5-inch stilettos, and dragged her to the cafe. I sent her in first to sit unobtrusively and comped her latte. Across the room, Holly perched by the window. My memory of her is simple. Chronic chase clinger. I click-clacked over, swung into the chair, crossed my legs. "Talk. What do you want?" She startled, eyes red-rimmed, brows knit. Classic wounded doe. Objectively, she's the pure, fragile type. Bright eyes that beg protection. Is this the bait that lured Chase into infidelity? I flicked a glance at my friend, who instantly flashed an okay, and started recording on her phone. Oblivious. Holly curled her lip. "Stop pretending you're still campus royalty." "Why not?" My stare labeled her an idiot. Of our graduating class, few outrank me. Content creation is brutal, but I love bringing joy to followers. "You," she choked, then spat. "Big career, so what? Your husband's heart is with me. You're the loser now. The one who isn't loved is the real other woman. Don't you get that yet?" There it was again, the same tired script. I shook my head, gave a small, helpless laugh. "Tell me, Holly, you've been throwing yourself at Chase since freshman orientation and you still won't quit. Why?" Ever since I'd found out about their cheating, the question had circled in my head like a scratched record. What spell did Chase cast that kept her this obsessed? Marriage certificate be damned. I just love him. "Okay, who asked you?" Holly's face twisted. "I can't stand your holier-than-thou act. Chase chased you for 4 whole years before you said yes. You were stringing him along." My eyelid twitched. Those 4 years I'd been busy building my brand. Every other guy took the polite no and walked. Only Chase kept at it. How did that become my crime? Get your facts straight. I never kept a single fish on the line. Where do you see any bait? I raised my voice, paired with my power brow and cocked head. It pinned Holly in place. "Don't think I don't know exactly what you two were plotting." I leaned in, eyes locked on hers. "If you don't want people to know, don't do it." Instead of answering, she shrank into her chair like a scolded kid. Pathetic. I opened my mouth to finish her off when a familiar voice came from behind. "Holly, Serena. What are you doing here?" No need to turn. I already knew it was Chase. I gave him an irritated glance. "What? Your other woman summons the queen and I'm supposed to stay home?" His face drained, then flashed surprise, but the accusation made him blurt, "Impossible. Holly would never." Holly tugged his sleeve, all doe-eyed. "Chase, I didn't. I was just grabbing coffee and Serena came over yelling." Chase swallowed her story whole and spun on me. "Serena, can't you talk like a civilized person? What did she even do to deserve this?" My temples throbbed. "So you're admitting Holly's your other woman?" Chase swallowed, trying to defuse. "Serena, let me explain at home." "Okay, let's just go." He still believed in miracles. I pulled a copy of the divorce settlement from my bag, slapped it on the table, and thoughtfully added a pen. "You're not going home. Sign, pack, and get the hell out of my house." Their expressions were pure Oscar material. Him cycling through corpse blue, paper white, eggplant purple, her fighting not to grin at the jackpot. "Serena, what is this?" Chase's eyes turned nasty. I shrugged, unbothered. "Exactly what it says. Divorce." He stepped closer, reaching for my hand. I sidestepped. "On what grounds?" I stared at his sputtering rage, genuinely puzzled. "Chase, did the poison fry your brain?" I pointed at Holly cowering behind him. "Your other woman just knocked on my door and you're asking grounds?" Still he wouldn't quit. I lost patience and swung. The crack rang through the cafe, sharp, bright. Chase's head snapped sideways. Holly yelped. My palm stung red. "Chase, you really think I don't know everything you've done?" A cold laugh slipped out. "After what you pulled, forgiveness isn't on the menu." I hoisted my bag and walked out. Over my shoulder, I caught Holly's venomous glare. I flashed her a sweet smile and left. Her real show was just warming up. That night, Chase came home, knelt, eyes bloodshot, begging. I lounged on the sofa and enjoyed the performance. Pity I hadn't preset my phone. I'd have loved to forward the highlight reel to Holly. Audio would do. I pretended to scroll and hit record. "Serena, I was so wrong. Too little, too late." My voice was ice. "Maybe our baby saw this coming and chose to miscarry." He inched closer. "It's the mistake every guy makes. Give me one chance. Never again. Oh, and Holly, sensing a crack. He pounced. She seduced me. It's all her. Without her, now they just looked polluted. Chase, while you were busy cheating, did you picture this moment? When he saw the door was bolted, his whole frame sagged. Finally, he stopped groveling, picked up the divorce settlement, and started reading. Halfway through, he shot up. I walk away with nothing. I didn't bother lifting my lashes. Problem? Serena. Years together. Don't push it. You're quoting history to me? I rose, meeting his stare, each word clipped. Remember, you betrayed me. I, Serena, owe you zero. If you're such a man, stop cheating while you bleed my money. The taunt hit. He scrawled his name. Who needs your cash? Door slam. Echo down the hall loud enough to wake the neighbors, who WhatsApped to check if I was alive. After soothing them, I texted Chase. 9 a.m. tomorrow. City clerk's office. Be there. I knew that alone wouldn't drag him out. Chase loves face and hates confrontation. Pressure was required. As soon as he left, I opened my main account and dropped the first batch of receipts. I've signed divorce papers with Nitolpote. Ceremony at the city clerk's office tomorrow, 9 a.m. Thanks for the concerns. I attached a photo of the signed settlement. His alt had already been doxed, but my silence kept it a simmer. My post turned it into a rolling boil. Followers plastered the collated timelines across the trending tab, storming Holly's comment thread. While they worked, I slid into her DMs and gifted her the fresh voice memo. Let the popcorn begin. Sure enough, Holly called me. Serena, you entrapped Chase. I don't believe it. I shrugged and snorted. The recording ended maybe 20 minutes ago. Believe it or don't, you're really going this far. Aren't you afraid we'll hit back? My ears had grown calloused from lines like that. You and Chase truly are a match made in gutter heaven. Get one thing straight. You stabbed first. Besides, isn't this exactly what you wanted? I'm ready to sign the papers. Tell Chase not to be late tomorrow morning. Serena, just wait. After a powerless roar, she hung up. I ignored her and started mapping the second receipts drop. After a minute, I texted the friend who'd filmed at the cafe. Can you wake up early tomorrow? She was obviously glued to the drama. Her answer flashed back instantly. Absolutely. Just say the word. Queen, what time? 9 a.m. sharp. Post it from your alt account. Tag it hashtag Holly and Prosperity, and hashtag Serena. On it. Next came wave 3. I eyed the private investigator's file, opened my laptop, logged into my email, and packaged every scrap of proof that Chase and Holly ran a kickback scheme. Then I fired it straight to the executive inbox at Sterling Tech. I'd worked with the company before, so I had the C-suite contacts. I redacted the living daylights out of a second copy and slid it to the marketing channel I partner with most. Final blow. I collated my medical file from Maya's hospital, Chase and Holly's cheating chat logs, and the voice memo of them making out at Harborview Mall, then logged into my main account and set the whole bundle to go live at 9:30 sharp. Everything was locked and loaded. Tomorrow, every ounce of pain they'd fed me would be returned, plus compound interest. Apparently, the heat got too much, because Chase caved and showed up at the city clerk's office right at 9. Half the Eastbrook paparazzi were already camped outside. I pretended not to notice and just waved him in so we could pull the plug fast. At this delicate moment, he'd actually dragged Holly along. Both were wrapped up like fugitives. If not for the murder in their eyes, I might not have recognized them. Either the staff had also binged last night's gossip, or they'd simply never seen a real-time villain, because they kept ogling him throughout the paperwork until he almost melted into his seat. Still, the dissolution went without a hitch, and at last the brand new divorce decree was in my hand. The moment I stepped outside, Maya and my friend were waiting. My friend had her phone raised, live streaming from her alt account. Congratulations to Serena, freedom restored. Savage. Serena, my friend added loudly, glancing at Chase and Holly. Trending is wall-to-wall celebration of your divorce. Cheater and other woman are finally getting what they deserve. Couldn't be sweeter. Chase and Holly, who had been about to bolt, spun around in unison. What? Maya shot the two pale green faces a look and chimed in. For real, check it out. Serena. She handed me her phone. Hashtag Serena Holly and Prosperity. Hashtag Nitolpote 200Ks kickback. Hashtag Nitolpote cheating. Hashtag Nitolpote chinchinanxiachi. Hashtag Nitolpote tried to murder wife. The whole top 10 glowed red with detonated hashtags. A tidal rush of satisfaction flooded me. Their expressions slid from disbelief to wishing they could flay me alive. I turned back as if something had slipped my mind. Oh, Chase. Per the settlement, pay back every cent you spent on Holly while we were married. Drag your feet and I'll sue for enforcement. I flicked my gaze to the livestream chat scrolling past. Serena slaying the arena. Too epic. Finally free of the cheater. Come back to reals. Serena. Die. Cheater and other woman. Not so fast. Pay Serena first, then die. Nitolpote is vile. Tried to poison Serena. Makes me sick. Lock them up. Relax. Sisters. Kickbacks mean years behind bars. Plus, my followers never disappoint. Chase and Holly glared at the three of us and actually stepped forward before my sharp bark froze them. Think hard, one wrong move and 10,000 live witnesses nail you on the spot. Right then, both their phones rang. They snatched the calls, and the news plastered even more gloom over their already ruined faces. Probably HR or the district attorney. Someone at Sterling Tech had finally forwarded the evidence. Let's bounce. Lunch is on me, I said. To celebrate my brand new freedom, I told the stream. I'm picking 10 lucky viewers and wiring them cash right now. Let's share the joy. From now on, all of us walked toward the light, with Maya and my friend on either arm. I strolled away, leaving the darkness behind me. After the ink dried, I left Eastbrook for Capitol Hill, Washington, D.C. I hit the ground running. The post-divorce buzz turbocharged my brand. In a month, I'd become the face of content creation. Ask anyone. From a kid in kindergarten to a retiree at 79. They know Serena. 1 week after my arrival, Chase wired me every dime he'd blown on Holly. I figure a no-nonsense attorney warned him that stalling would multiply the pain. As for the two of them, I quit following the saga. Though Maya fed me the occasional update, Sterling Tech filed suit, and both ended up doing real time. When they got out, Chase actually knocked on Maya's door asking for my address. She physically booted him into the street. They tortured each other for a while until Holly caught him cheating again. She beat him half dead on the pavement. They crashed the car and spent months in the hospital only to be booted out when the bills went unpaid. I just smiled and said nothing. Their story no longer intersects with mine. Now it's year-end again, and I'm a guest at the biggest creator economy gala in the country. The best creative media personality of the year is Serena. I step onto the awards stage, lift the Creator of the Year trophy, and flash the brightest smile imaginable under a sky of camera flashes. This is the world I was meant to own. Thanks for watching today's story. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Feel free to share your opinions. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more amazing stories. See you next time.